Hi, and welcome to my video on what is an interactive learning experience. So the reason why I wanted to make this video is because oftentimes clients come to me with questions about learning experiences and what that means. And then they also start asking me about interactive learning experiences. And then they start talking about gamification. And we've opened up a whole can of worms and gone down the rabbit hole of what each terminology means. And I think the more important question is to sort of dissect what these different terminology means for you, what it means for me, and how I think it can really play a big role in this online course marketplace, especially if you want to sell a product such as an online course and sell it for a high price and or premium price. And so this is really important because oftentimes the barrier to entry in this marketplace is so easy. Anyone can record a video on their phone or a tablet or a computer, and it's just become more accessible than ever before to just get started. And I think that's the beauty of it, that as we become more accessible technology wise and the marketplace becomes more competitive, it gives each of us an opportunity to think about how we can sell a learning experience that is not only interactive, engaging, but also impactful. And the reason why I suggest this and I really emphasize this is because this will not only help you as a creator and teacher and instructor, but this will also help your students because they'll get the impact and reward and joy from the learning that they had signed up for, and to have that kind of transformation that keeps them coming back for more. And so the whole idea is that interactive learning experience is not only beneficial for you as an instructor, beneficial for your students in terms of their learning experiences and how they view you as an instructor, but it can also have a positive ROI for your business. Because the whole premise behind this is that it will transform and translate into better results and better numbers in the end. So let's get started. What is a learning experience and what is an interactive learning experience and what does it all mean? Is it about games? Is it about puzzles? Is it about videos? And the point is that there's just so much information, and I think we start at the very beginning of, what is a learning experience for you? For me, a learning experience is really about how I experience the actual learning. And so learning is not just about consuming. Learning is usually a specific goal to transform and to impact and to grow and to make changes in our lives. And then when we add the experience, we think of the experience that is memorable. We think of like a visual image. We think of like the lessons that we learn and the insights that we gain that we continue to share with others. And the whole idea that when we transform our students with these kinds of interactive learning experiences, we're helping them reach mastery, to be able to teach back what they've learned, and to create that ripple effect and that domino effect that we really see right now when we really make a difference in other people's lives, is that it transforms and has that ripple effect where they can continue to impact more and more people. And so I think this is really important in this marketplace where we can transform and have an opportunity to make a difference, not only in our bottom line, but for our students by creating and selling and building and delivering better online interactive learning experiences. And so when I say interactive learning experiences, I think that is really dependent on who you talk to. And that also depends on who your learners are, so that there is no one size fits all learning and interactive learning experience. So I think the idea really of interactive learning experience depends on who your audience is, what their needs are, how they experienced learning before, what are they looking for, and how can you really show them that you're selling something different. For me, I've bought so many courses over the last few years that I'm just surprised sometimes that the only kind of variation of courses I see is people who make their videos, instead of hour-long Google Doc voiceover videos, to more like 5 to 7 minute long videos, or they add text, they add PDFs. They really are a little bit more intentional about making it a learning experience where they're not trying to shove all this information in front of our learners, but they're really being deliberate and intentional about what that looks like in terms of pacing, in terms of timing, in terms of schedule. So that is all part of the learning experience, but when we build the interactive learning experience, what does that do for our students? How does it set our course apart? And what does it look like? And so this is where I get really excited, is that, one of my favorite examples is a project that I worked on recently where we get to not only include like videos and different like hotspots where we're not just asking students just listen to a video or read the PDF or read a text and post a comment. We're really challenging them to just, instead of sit back in their chair, to lean forward a little bit more and, click on the different hotspots in a specific lesson, or to follow the different tabs and styles that really get them to follow along in the lesson design. The other difference that really can make a positive impact if you incorporate more interactive learning experiences through games. If we think about, as a kid, we loved playing games. I like to play games, sticks and rocks and just whatever was around. And sometimes games are so much more simple and simpler than just card games or board games. Sometimes it's just using whatever we have in our imagination and being creative and being playful and tapping into the resources. Like some of the games that I played, not only with sticks and rocks as kids, but also like drawing with chalk, and creating stories and designing different kinds of experiences to play with others. And sometimes as a kid, I would just even play games with my stuffed animals because I was really just bored and I needed something to do and something to entertain myself. And so I would create games with my stuffed animals where we'd play hide and seek or we'd chase each other. It's silly. And that's, it's not about the how, it's more about the experience of playing the game and how we made the game that really leaves a positive impact and impression on our memories. So as I said, games, hotspots. What I also suggest for interactive learning experiences is different kinds of quizzes. So it's not just, multiple choice or true false, but it could be puzzle kinds of games. It could be Jeopardy style games. So there's so many different ways that you can build these interactive learning experiences into your course. And the beauty of it is that it really sets your course apart. If you compare your product side by side with what other people are doing, you can show your students, hey, I'm doing something different, not because it's about being different. That is one aspect of it, is because I really am intentional and I really care about building an educationally effective interactive learning experience for you. So I've taken the time to design this with you in mind. And so they can be puzzles, it can be games, it can be an escape room. But the most important part is that these are all tailored to the lessons that you're delivering, tailored to your students' needs, and tailored to what the end goals are. So the last thing I want to leave you with is that course completion rates are at a very low 3 to 5%. That means most people who start really never finish because they, get busy, they lose engagement, they lose motivation, and they're fatigued. There's content everywhere in this kind of attention economy that challenges all of us, including me, every day to be present, to pay attention, to be focused, to close my phone or to put my phone away. And so with this kind of with this kind of environment of an attention economy that constantly can take our focus away, when you have a really engaging, interactive learning experience, your students are more likely to stay focused. They're more likely to participate. They're more likely to continue because they're excited. They're eager to see what awaits them in the next lesson or the next module, the next chapter. And most of all, this can really help in your business because you're not just selling the same kind of product that everyone else is selling in terms of videos and PDFs. You're selling a very differentiated product, even if it's in the same niche or niche. And so that's really what sets you apart and what sets your business apart. And that's ultimately what customers are looking for, is something that stands apart. Now, I know you're like, okay, so this is all great, but is this even possible? And it is very possible. There's so many tools and resources out there that I'll cover in the next few lessons, in the next few videos. I'll cover different ways that you can incorporate interactive learning experiences into your course and what that looks like in terms of tools, in terms of different lessons and different lesson types and styles, so that you can give an idea of what it looks like and what it could really do and impact for your students. And so I'm going to leave you with a question of like, what do you want to do to make your business stand out in terms of your online learning experience? What kind of online learning experience do you want to build that sets your business apart from other competitors? So let me know in the comments how I can help, any questions and thoughts about that last question, and see you in the next video.